Giants baseball on NBC Sports Bay Area is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees, that's transparency, and by Jack in the Box. Try the $5.99 Jack Spicy Chicken Club combo with toasted sourdough. New from Jack in the Box.
All right, back here in Denver as we get ready for baseball. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Hey, get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open every day. 92 degrees. You see the winds and the humidity. And the forecast is, it looks like a good night. It's the story I'm going with. As we wait for the Colorado Rockies to take the field, let's take a look at the Giants lineup, and it's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Hernandez, Belt, McCutchen. Remember, there was some question as to whether Gorkys Hernandez was going to play today. Posey will be the cleanup hitter. Then it's Slater, Crawford, and there was some question whether Sandoval was going to be able to play today, but he's in there. He's hitting seventh. Joe Panik. Boy, does he love Coors Field, and pitching and batting ninth is Madison Bumgarner. It's as slow as I can go.
Well, I thought you did well. The question regarding Sandoval was this yesterday when he got hit right above the elbow on the right arm, and it really lit him up. He had to leave the game. But when we got into Denver last night, we were going up the elevator together, and he said, "It'll be no problem on us. I feel all right now." Yeah. He just had a stinger, couldn't shake it.
He was playing catch in the elevator. It was great.
Meanwhile, let's take a look at the starter tonight for these Colorado Rockies, and he is a good one. Kyle Freeland is in his second year at the big league level. He's 6'4", 200-pounder, and he is from Denver, Colorado. 17 start this year. He's 7-6 with a 3.29 ERA. In our humble opinion, he is the ace of this Rocky staff, and this is how he goes about trying to get you out. He's going to throw a fastball that's not going to really impress you with speed, but he'll impress you with movement and location. He'll sink and cut it. He's got a good slider, changeup, curveball combination. Slider being his best specialty pitch. Against the Giants, he's done well. 4-2 lifetime with a 2.61 ERA.
Well, some history as to what is going on. The Rockies took 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers, losing yesterday. The Giants swept the D-backs. So that's what's going on.
Right now it's time for our Coors Light Refreshing Finish. And May 18th, Giants taking on the Rockies. Gorkys Hernandez led off against Kyle Freeland, and he did this. His second career leadoff home run. And it was a big swing of the bat. It was the only run of the game for the Giants. They got beat 6-1 that night.
Yeah, that goes back to your theory about leadoff home runs are bad luck.
Yeah, I believe that.
So Gorkys, if you can, hit this one off the top of the wall for a triple. So the first pitch of the ball game is on its way, and it's a high drive to right. It is unbelievably out of here.
It's good luck in Denver, though. I mean, that's what we've always heard.
Yeah, it's never happened here, has it? Oh, my word.
An impressive opposite field swing of the bat. And then Kyle Freeland's first pitch, just to get it in. Hello, how are you? Fastball. Gorkys Hernandez hits number 11 on the year. And let's take a look at where the location was. It was out over the plate, and Gorkys Hernandez, to his credit, going with that location to right field. Gives you an idea how live it is here.
I mean, one pitch in, and we're playing Coors Field baseball already.
This will not be a 1-0 ball game, folks. That's all we can tell you.
Belt hitting 296, and he wraps one on one hop to LeMahieu. 1 out.
The uniforms tonight that both clubs are wearing are in celebration of the 4th of July. So you'll see red, white, and blue on everybody in the major leagues here through the weekend. Let's take a look at the Rockies defensively. They're a good bunch. And they are ranked second in the National League in defense. So left to right in the outfield will be Cuevas, Blackman, and Gonzalez, best arm and right. Story, Arenado on the left side, LeMahieu, Desmond on the right side, and Iannetta will be in the squad.
Here's McCutchen, who comes in at 261. Giants had 16 hits yesterday, and McCutchen was the one guy that was disappointed after that win because he didn't get any. He was 0 for 6.
And
but as always, he inevitably hit the ball hard a couple of times.
And what did somebody say to him after the game?
When somebody had to make the outs?
Yep. Not that ever made you feel better.
No, never did. Who's the home plate umpire? Alan Porter, Angel Hernandez, Bill Miller, Todd Tickner from first to third.
Alan Porter is a low ball umpire, and his strike zone can breathe.
There's a pop-up foul, and it's out of play. It's 2-2.
Say a strike zone can breathe, I mean that one inning it can be wide corners, the next inning it can be narrow corners, and then it can go back out wide again. But he likes the low pitch.
This has popped up. Gonzalez. 2 outs.
Let's take a look at the numbers provided by StatCast, powered by AWS. 98 miles per hour, 359 feet. He got almost all of it.
Here's Buster Posey hitting 290. He's always loved to hit in this place. And he takes inside for a ball. 5 home runs, 26 driven in. Not that it has anything to do with anything, but I'm not sure the last time I remember Buster Posey wearing white shoes.
Well, I mean,
it's a
the
holiday
players,
spirit, huh?
They really do get into it. Some guys do. Like you look at Brandon Crawford's shoes, and I mean, he's really into it. But then you look at Joe Panik's shoes, and he's got the ones he wears every day. They're orange and black. But Posey getting with the theme with the red, white, and blue.
Two-one pitch. Nope, 3-1. Are those the big flippers?
Those are the big flippers of Brandon Belt.
The 3-1 to Posey. And Buster fouls it back. He got a fastball.
Posey turned around at Alan Porter, said, "Was that a strike?"
Slater would hit if Posey reaches. And he walked him.
Now, the one thing you try and steer clear of if you're pitching here at Coors Field are walks, especially leadoff walks.
So Slater steps up. 2 for 3 yesterday. And he takes a strike. His game on Friday was the eye opener. 3 for 4. He had 2 doubles, and both doubles knocked in a run. And the Giants won 2-1. Here he takes just inside.
It's one Freeland wanted. Of course, Freeland, like every other pitcher, wants everything. I know one thing. If big league pitchers were allowed to call their own games, there would never be a walk. Ever.
Hit on the ground to second. Almost crawls up the arm of LeMahieu. And that'll end the inning. So Gorkis Hernandez opens up the game on the first pitch. Puts it the other way, and it's bye-bye baby. After one, Giants 1, Rockies coming up. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be LeMahieu, Blackman, and Nolan Arenado. Hit his 21st yesterday, and that leads the National League. It'll be Story, Desmond, and Iannetta. Gonzalez has ownage on Bumgarner, then it's Cuevas and Freeland.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the 4-time National League All-Star Madison Bumgarner. 6'4", 250-pounder. He's 28 years of age, and he is in his 9th year at the big league level. This is what he has done so far in 5 starts, 1-2, with a 2.51 ERA. He hasn't gotten a lot of run support. When he's right, you're going to see a low 90s fastball that he will primarily cut. He's got a slider that at times will act like a cutter, and he's got a curveball and a changeup, and he's been throwing all 4 of them lately. Lifetime against these Rockies, 12-7 with a 2.92 ERA. Here at Coors Field, 5-5 with a 4.00 ERA. Let's take a look at the Giants defensively. Behind Bumgarner, starting the outfield from left to right, it'll be Slater, Hernandez, and McCutchen. Pretty good arms across the board. Crawford, Sandoval will be on the left side of the infield. Panic and Belt on the right side. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squat, putting down the signs.
So here's LeMahieu. And he looks at a strike. LeMahieu at 274, 8 home runs, 30 driven in. Blackman and then Arenado on a Monday night. Swinging a foul back, nothing in 2. They're expecting really great crowds for all 3 games in this series. Fireworks tomorrow night, fireworks on Wednesday night.
Yeah, I think I said that both these teams are going to wear these uniforms in celebration of 4th of July over the weekend. Well, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday they're going to wear them.
Crawford to Belt. It does seem, though, that the holidays are usually celebrated with long weekends. I think what people around the country are doing is they're celebrating 10 days. Take this middle week off.
I have no problem with that. It was very quiet downtown Denver today. Not the usual buzz that you see on a Monday morning.
Here's Blackman. Blackman fouls it out of play. He need 270. 14 home runs, 35 driven in. When Bumgarner and Freeland hooked up, it really wasn't about the strikeouts. Bumgarner struck out 8. Freeland struck out 4. Hit on the ground to Belt. Also in that game, Freeland walked 1, Bumgarner walked 2.
All right, time now for our BioFreeze moment, powered by BioFreeze. Cool the pain. Wednesday against the Rockies, Madison Bumgarner, 7 strong, 2 hits allowed, no runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. That is the game my partner is talking about, and he did it all in a nifty 101 pitches.
Here's Arenado at 306. 21 home runs, 59 runs batted in. And the first pitch is down low. On deck, Trevor Story. And a called strike. Arenado's numbers, he's 8 for 38 against Bumgarner. He does have a couple of doubles and a couple of home runs. Eight for 38 works out to a .211 batting average.
Well, against the rest of the left-handers in this league, he's hitting over 400.
Fouls this one back and out of play. Going to get a curveball that was up. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rockies are 2 games under 500, and what's really odd is their record at home. They're 15 and 22 at home.
That does not make sense. We think this is one of the really true home field advantages in the National League. Hitting last here because of this ballpark and as to how offensive it is, that's an advantage.
Boy, it really is. And he walked him on a pitch down low. So here's Trevor Story. You see the worst home records this season in the major leagues. I mean, you'd think that they would always be in the top 5 in wins.
Always.
Certainly not in the bottom 6.
Rockies 26 and 21 on the road. And traditionally, it's always been the opposite for him.
Story takes up high. He's a 276 hitter. 16 home runs, 59 runs batted in. Up high again in that game where the Giants won 1-0. Story was 0 for 4. So Bumgarner and Posey both realizing that this is the count where you have to be careful to any hitter, but especially guys with power. 3-0.
Yeah, that's one you start to see Bumgarner shrug his shoulders on and lean a little bit. Basically telling Alan Porter that he thought it was a strike. Take a look at the pitch. It's our pitch cast brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
Here's Desmond.
So we take a look at the pitch, and really it's close to the strike zone, but I don't think that he's being squeezed particularly hard by Alan Porter. So right now, Madison Bumgarner breaking the golden rule coming to Coors Field by walking a couple here to create an opportunity and a rally for free.
Desmond with a hearty swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. They've gotten a piece of it. Slater off the line and left. He's kind of guarding the gap in left center field. Bumgarner gets the sign. And a bouncing ball up the middle. Crawford is going to shovel it, and they just got him.
Well, that's one Bud Black and the Rockies are going to look at. He's safe.
Yep. And I think that's why none of the Giants left the field.
So they're going to take a look, and this replay review is presented by Xfinity. And about to show it here. Another look at it. And he's safe. One more look.
I think the Giants knew it way before they even went to replay. Our guys, you watch them get off the field in a hurry, and that time they did not. So here's Iannetta. Iannetta at 242 with 6 home runs, 20 runs batted in.
Lots of power. Lots of power middle in.
And he swings at a challenge fastball and fouls it out of play.
That was not ruled a hit. It was a fielder's choice.
Austin Slater in left. Side retired. 1-0 Giants. Unbelievable.
Brought to you by Redwood Credit Union. Redwood Credit Union offers full-service banking for all that you love. Federally insured by NCUA.
Well, Sunday, July 8th, it's your chance to score a Giants camo cap presented by Coupa Software. First 20,000 fans, that's what they're going to receive. Buy directly from the Giants at sfgiants.com. That's Sunday, July 8th. Camo cap. Here's Crawford. Crawford pops it up. Maybe playable. Looks like it is. Now the wind's starting to push it, and it's out of play. A gust of wind from Northern California blew that one right out of play.
Right across the Rocky Mountains. And at the last minute, it saved Brandon Crawford and at bat. Look out, no.
He's trying to shake it off a little bit. So Crawford gets another crack at it. And the 0-1. Crawford will take one for the team. And that'll bring up Sandoval. Giants been getting hit a lot lately. Stream the Giants on the go. This season, once again, you can stream every NBC Sports Bay Area Giants broadcast on your desktop or mobile device. Giants games streamed on the go on the NBC Sports app. I remember in the old days sitting in the dugout next to you. That's really all I had to say to you. God, we've been getting hit a lot.
Well, if you're a pitcher, you've got to protect your players.
I'm not suggesting that that's what they have to do, but they have been hitting a lot.
But you know what? If a pitcher needs to be told that, something's wrong.
I remember saying it once, and I said, "No, I take it back. I'm just kidding, Mike." Sandoval, center field, but Blackman's right there.
You can't put the bullet back in the ground.
Yeah.
We'll get extra insider info with NBC Sports Giants Insider Podcast with Alex Pavlovich, guest interviews, and behind the scenes Giants news you won't find anywhere else. Only at NBCSportsBayArea.com, sponsored by Wendy's.
Here's Joe Panik hitting at .254. And Freeland's going to check on Crawford. Crawford does have 3 steals on the year. In tight. On deck, Madison Bumgarner. You see the numbers for Panik against Freeland. 7 for 15. And a quick toss. The Terry Mulholland move.
You know, I mean, it is a good move, and you will pick guys off, but it is not easy on your arm. I mean, you're throwing from a side release. I mean, it really is tough on an elbow.
Well, will the Northern California winds push this one out of play? They do it again.
Not a whole lot of wind up there.
It died down right after that.
It came in, it served its purpose, and then it blows right out of here.
Right after.
You like to see the flags blowing towards the west because you don't normally see storms when they blow that way. When they come out of the west and start blowing east, yeah, it is a different deal. And here in Denver, weather can come in quick.
Ooh, and ugly. They've headed us to shelters a couple of times. There's a strike to Panik. 1-2. Arizona hosting the St. Louis Cardinals tonight. Dodgers will host the Pirates. 1-2 to Panic. Panic shoots one up the middle, and it got a big hop. LeMahieu behind the back, and Panic beats it out.
I was just wondering how he was going to try and get a throw off, just based on how he caught the ball. He had so much momentum going into left field. It would have been an awkward throw to throw in front of his body, and what does he do? He ad-libs and he throws it behind his back, and that really was the best way to make the play. Well, now, this is something they absolutely do during batting practice.
The break the Rockies got was the ball hit the mound, and it came right up for LeMahieu. So here's Bumgarner.
So a fun play from the Gold Glover, DJ LeMahieu.
Had an embarrassing play yesterday. Yasiel Puig scored from third when he made kind of a soft toss to first, and Puig just scored before Desmond could throw him out. On the ground towards the hole, and that'll end the inning. Gonzalez, Cuevas, Freeland coming up.
Slides, including the new Sriracha Lime Tempura Green Beans. Visit habitburger.com for a location near you.
Well, check out the happy hour. Greg Papa, Kelly Johnson, and Ray Ratto bring you the best hour of sports talk in the Bay Area. The happy hour right after Giants postgame live right here on NBC Sports Bay Area.
Gorkis Hernandez. A home run. It's 1-0. So here's Carlos Gonzalez, Noel Cuevas, and then Kyle Freeland. It's amazing the numbers that Gonzalez has against Bumgarner. We talk about this all the time. It's lefty against lefty. He's 20 for 62 with 5 doubles and 5 home runs.
Well, he's a middle away guy. I mean, he's a guy that likes the ball out over the plate. And a lot of what Bumgarner throws from that low 3/4 release, it goes to that side of the plate.
0-2.
That broke him down. I mean, they're trying now to get down that inside corner. Which is where you should play him. But when he gets it going, I mean, it doesn't matter. He'll hit everything.
Yeah, and he is a guy that likes the ball down. That was away from the target. It stays at 0-2. First strikeout. Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the San Francisco Giants into your X1 voice remote. Get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. Here's Cuevas. Cuevas hitting .257 with a home run and 5 runs batted in. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. 93.
You know, he doesn't overthrow. I mean, he's not a max out guy. I mean, if he wanted to go out there and bust a button on every pitch, he could probably be right around 95, maybe even higher. But you mentioned this, he's in his 9th year at the big league level now. What's important for him in his mind is quality location, quality movement, mixing speeds.
That's hooked to left. Slater dives and he makes the catch. So Bumgarner pleased with that.
Well, he took one away from Cuevas. I didn't think he had a chance. I mean, this is a top spin liner. I mean, hit on the button, but it's hooking and sinking, and he had to have everything going. And look at the route. I mean, closing in. By the time he gets there, almost to a parallel, watches it into the sweet spot. Had a bit.
Here's Freeland, who's 3 for 32.
The more we see Slater play, the more we appreciate his athleticism. He can run. He's got a very good instinctive first step in the outfield defensively. He has a great first step on the base pass.
This little pop-up could be trouble. Nope. Brandon Crawford, Jerry Rice style to end the inning. 1-0 Giants.
Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency.
One nothing Giants.
Take a look at the defensive work from Austin Slater. That ball was roasted, but the sprint speed, I don't even know what all those numbers means. Sprint speed only matters when you get to it, and indeed he did.
So here's Gorky Hernandez, who homered to open up the ball game. And the pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes. overall with the home run. The second lifetime home run for Hernandez against Freeland. Also, he's now 8 for 19 lifetime against Freeland. Oh, off the plate. 2 balls and a strike.
Now Freeland taking a long look at Alan Porter's no call. He thought he had a strike there.
Check swing, 2-2.
So talked about Austin Slater's fine play. This is the play that ended for it, courtesy of Brandon Crawford. As my partner said, Jerry Rice style. Flag pattern.
2-2. On the ground to Arenado. Hernandez retired. Here's Belt. Belt hit the ball well, but he hit it right at LeMahieu. Overshift is on, as always, for Belt. And he shoots one into right, and he's done it again. Somehow he's found that dead spot between the second baseman and right fielder. He did it yesterday in Arizona. I didn't think he could do that again.
You know, it just looks unlikely when they set the defense up. You're thinking, well, there's no way you could put a ball between the second baseman and the right fielder. Well, all you have to do is hit a changeup, throw a little lob out there, bite. Hey, that's how you do it.
You can't hit it hard enough so that it carries to Gonzalez. McCutchen popped out to right field in his first at bat. There he takes one outside.
Well, Chris Iannetta, the catcher for the Rockies, he's pleading the case for Kyle Freeland to get that backdoor breaking ball on the outside corner at the knees. But Porter's saying, nah. But that's something that pitchers love. They love it when catchers fight for strikes. And there's a lot of catchers that won't, simply thinking that if they are arguing with the umpire for strikes for the pitcher, it may cost him strikes when he's the hitter. I mean, they got a dialogue right there, and he's still ticked off about not getting that call.
Outside and high, 2-1. I think Belt looks faster with those socks.
I don't know.
It is a different look.
It's the where's Waldo look.
Thinking the same thing. Ooh, a Belt high strike, 2-2. Freeland didn't like that. That ball is fat. I want another one.
Well, he'll take any strike you get, but those right there, you don't want to make a habit of making too many mistakes up there. Not in this ballpark. Those balls there, when a guy makes contact, they tend to elevate.
Right at LeMahieu. Or make that Arenado. So McCutchen, who hadn't got many breaks this year, swinging the bat.
We're in the second half of the season, and he's had a lot of at bats where he hits it right on the button and they wind up in the glove. I mean, he takes away an extra base hit, possibly an RBI.
Here's Posey. Lester drew a walk. And he takes outside for a ball. One nothing Giants here in the third inning. And that just got the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Change up, a little cut on it. I like the look that you get to see looking right over the top of the pitcher, and you get a chance to see the subtlety of the late movement as that just tucked into the outside corner at the knees. 40 pitches now for Freeland.
Yeah, only a few ballparks where you could actually use that camera. But so there's right above the batter's eye.
That section of stands is called the rock pile.
Down low.
When they first opened up Coors Field, you could get a seat in the rock pile for $1. It's changed a little bit. Still a good bargain seat.
Three and 1. 3 and 2. He's just still waiting for that something in the middle of the plate, and he's not getting it.
Well, he's not happy with this call. I mean, but according to the strike zone there, PitchCast said it was a strike.
So now Belt will take off. And Buster fouls it out of play. Beautiful night. Hardly any wind. Temperatures were pretty high during the day. It was 92 first pitch.
Well, coming out of Phoenix, though, it felt like walking into Greenland.
It's a foul down the left field line.
From a sleep perspective, it's tough to go from Arizona to Denver because of how dry the air is.
Yeah, I slept in the shower last night. It was great. It was nice and moist and humid in there.
Yeah, I mean, you do think about it.
Foul again.
But these are two good snore towns.
Yeah, this leaving here or leaving the desert to go home, and then assuming when we land we don't go through the terminal, you walk out and you hit that San Francisco air. It's unbelievable.
It's like drinking a glass of water.
Oh. And the payoff. And Buster shoots it up the middle and a base hit. Here comes Belt. You never know. And Woodis is going to send him. And the throw home, not in time. It did not get to the warning track, and Belt scores from first.
And he is looking for some air right now. Gives you an idea how much ground there is to cover out there in this outfield because of how deep the fences are here at Coors Field.
That's a ground ball up the middle.
It's a ground ball up the middle, and a guy scores from first.
It'll be a double.
Granted, he had a running start in the 3-2. But still, I mean, this is a ball that gets fielded in front of an outfielder.
I mean, Belt is sucking air right there.
Yeah, he starts laboring about where we got the third, but hey.
Here's Slater. Yeah, I'm telling you, those socks made him faster.
You may have something. I'm starting to believe it.
It's not encouraging. You can take him off after the game on Wednesday. 1-0 to Slater. Slater gets jammed and rolls this one to LeMahieu. And for the second time in a row, he bounces out to second. 2-0 Giants. Dealers yesterday in the desert. Biggest play of the game. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Belt towards the line. Jump hook shot to Guerin. And Guerin underneath the basket puts it away. Applaud, applaud, applaud.
That was really a great play. That was the play of the game.
You know, the other reason Belt's a little faster, what's he missing? His appendix.
That's true. That must have been about a 42-pound appendix.
I mean, he's a big guy, right?
He is.
You get guys on their hands and knees, and he's still trying to get a little extra air. This is LeMahieu. 1 ball and 1 strike. He's how terrific has he been coaching third?
Oh, he's been fantastic. And he's having fun.
I asked him the other day, I said, hey, if I said, would you have a problem? There's a base hit for LeMahieu. I said, would you have a problem if I said publicly that you're better than Flannery at third? He said, no, I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. So here's Blackman. Blackman rolled out to Belt in the first inning. And here he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Arenado to follow. We're in the third inning. Garner with 32 pitches. Foul back, it's 0-2. The hit, by the way, for LeMahieu was the first in the game for the Rockies. Got him.
91 above the hands. Good use of the inside corner. Yeah, that's one you really have a word with yourself when you're walking back to the dugout thinking, why am I swinging at that? The problem is you see it so big and it's so inviting, and halfway into your swing you realize it's a mistake.
Arenado drew a walk in the first. And he shoots this one up the middle for a base hit. And that'll bring up Story. I think one of the things you have to realize if you're a starter here is inevitably you're going to be pitching in traffic. And how you do that, how you do pitching in traffic, a lot of times is going to determine how you're going to do at the end of the day.
It's just a hard place to maintain your sanity out there, because in your mind, if you give up 4 runs in a game, you've had a bad day. But if you give up 4 runs here, I mean, it's not a bad game. And you just have to keep making pitches. Forget what happened.
Pop up. See if the Northern California winds will die down for this one.
Every time I see Pablo Sandoval come into the foul territory by third base on a pop-up, it reminds me of Kansas City.
Right by the coach?
Yep.
Yeah, it's hard not to think that.
That was the last out of the 2014 World Series. Bumgarner on the hill. What a great memory.
Here's Desmond. Desmond takes a pitch inside. rolled one to Crawford. And when Crawford flipped to second, Story had beaten the throw to second, and that loaded the bases, but Bumgarner got out of it. Two and 0. Iannetta is on deck. 2 singles in the inning. And a foul back. So there's Bumgarner going right at him. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, you see what Desmond has done against the Giants this year. Hit 316. The rest of the league hit 201.
Three and 1. Two for 16 lifetime against Bumgarner. Now timeout is called. At second, LeMahieu. Arenado at first. And the walk, so Iannetta will hit again.
Third walk for Bumgarner, and that is kind of a headline. That doesn't happen very often. Maybe if he pitches 7 innings, but not with 2 outs in the third.
Iannetta hit a fly ball to Slater to end the first inning. And he shoots this one to left. Coming in is Slater, sliding, and he makes the catch.
Wow.
As you can see, it isn't just balls that go for distance in the altitude. Line drives will carry out, and this one almost tricks Slater.
Well, coming straight in on him and a little bit of a rattle in the pocket. Bumgarner loving it.
the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
Here it's a 2-0 lead for the Giants as Brandon Crawford stands in. And Crawford takes a strike. Crawford was hit by a pitch to open up the second. Crawford shoots one, but it's right at Story.
Boy, Story never even moved his feet. All right, time now for our Togo's Pretzel Rami. How far would you go for a Togo? Wednesday, Giants taking on the Rockies. Brandon Crawford hit a walk-off home run off Harrison Musgrave. The exit velocity 97 miles per hour, went 365 feet, and that is our Togo's Pretzel Rami. Second time he's had a walk-off against the Rockies. The previous one went into McCovey Cove. That was
Sandoval takes a ball. Panic to follow. Out of play. Well, what do you got? Walk-off home runs to snap a 0-0 tie. So Crawford did it against the Rockies last Wednesday. Steve Decker.
Willie Mays against the Braves in '63 against Warren Spahn. That was the 16-inning game when Spahn hooked up with Marichal for 16 innings.
Yeah, so that's the anniversary, right?
Today. Yeah. Mays hit a home run that decided it.
Sandoval chases and Iannetta hangs on, and that's the first strikeout. This is what we talked on the pregame show with the fellas. July 2nd, 1963.
Warren Spahn was 42 years old, throwing 201 pitches. Marichal at 25 years old, 227 pitches. If that happened today, a manager and a pitching coach would be fired the next day.
Is that graphic correct, the number of strikeouts that Spahn had?
What did it say?
Did I read that right?
I couldn't get past the pitch count.
Yeah, 2. 2
in 16 innings?
Yes.
Hey, he's 42. Come on.
Yeah, the way strikeouts are going these days.
He was a high 3/4 release. His curveball was right over the top.
So, an article in the paper today that 2 months of this baseball season so far, more strikeouts than runs.
More strikeouts than hits.
More strikeouts than hits, that's right. And Panic takes a strike.
Well, why is that a big deal? It's never happened before.
More strikeouts than hits. It's one of the things I looked at in the box score, strikeouts and hits. Panic rolls this one to LeMahieu, and that'll end the inning. It'll be Gonzalez, Cuevas, Freeland coming up. There is no offseason for Bob Myers and the Warriors. DeMarcus Cousins.
He's good.
Sorry, it just came out that way.
He's good. And he could take all the time he wants to heal up that Achilles injury. So, nice going.
There you go, Bob. Joe Lacob. The pitch to Gonzalez is high. 1 ball and no strikes. So after the last game of the season, whether it's postseason or regular season, when you see Bobby Evans or Brian Sabian or all the folks in the baseball ops department, it's like, well, you guys enjoy your offseason. Where are you going to go? Well, how about behind our desk? It's not the offseason for them.
I mean, that is the truth. I mean, you're a general manager. There is no offseason.
Gonzalez ahead in the count, 2-0. Swing.
It's like big league trainers in every sport. There is no offseason.
So I found the box score right from the Marichal Spahn game, and you and I looked over it in between innings. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Popped up out of play. Took 4 hours and 10 minutes. They played 16 innings. Giants and D-backs played yesterday 9 innings. 3 hours and 45 minutes. Just a few examples of how the game has changed. 7 Hall of Famers played in that game.
Well, who were they?
3-2. Well, both pitchers.
Spahn, Marichal.
Aaron Matthews.
4.
Mays, McCovey, Cepeda.
7. You know what? Jocko Conlon was one of the umpires. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
And I think Chris Pellicutis might be in there too. He was part of the 4-man crew.
3-2 pitch. Hit on the ground to Panic in shallow right field. 1 out. Cuevas hit a line drive to left field, and Slater's made 2 diving catches in this game, and that was the first one.
Well, top spin liner with some hook, and this is a top spin liner, but look at the carry, and that's Coors Field. I mean, the point you made earlier in the game, Kipe, is absolutely true, and it's kind of a play where the ball caught Slater.
It's almost like it had a little second wind and kind of jumped at him. Harvey Keene was the leadoff hitter in that game. Our old friend, the great late Jim Davenport, 0 for 1. Davey was a spectator for most of that one. And a strike on the inside corner to even the count.
So the man with the gold glove, he came in late as a defensive replacement.
Did he get into the game?
Or did he just pinch hit?
Yep, he was just a pinch hitter. Chopper. Panic is going to have to hurry, and Belt digs it out. 2 down.
When you get a changeup like that, how do you deal with that? Because it looked to me like he had to kind of circle the wagons. He took a route, realized that now all of a sudden it's a changeup. He's got to arc into it.
Yeah, you try to cut the distance as fast as you can, and that's what he did. He came in. His last step and a half was much harder.
So you know going into that you got to have a quick release.
You got to get rid of it, and then you just hope that your guy at first can help you out. Freeland takes a strike. The attendance that day for Marichal and Spahn.
Yeah.
15,921.
That candlestick.
Yep. I bet you Murph had some cold beer waiting for the guys after that one.
Wow, I bet it tasted pretty good after 16 innings.
Murph may have actually left a few for the guys.
I have no doubt about that.
Here's the 0-2. Swing! Ain't gonna miss. And that'll end the inning. All right. It'll be Bumgarner to lead things off.
Coming to AT&T Park July 9th through the 11th. Both Monday and Tuesday games are 7:15 starts, and then Wednesday is day baseball in the city. That's Cubs Giants July 9th through 11th. Go to sfgiants.com and you can buy directly from the Giants. There's Brad Grims. Here's the clubby that had the task of trying to follow the legendary Mike Murphy.
Uh-oh. Sandoval says, when in doubt, force it.
Yeah, just get the bigger hammer, Brad. And he is a great clubby, by the way.
Oh, he's the best. He never stops.
Never stops. Take a look at strike. Foul ball, but it hit Buster in the helmet. It looked to me like it may have dented the mask, or at least loosened it up.
Here's Bumgarner, who takes a called strike. Did his job. Bumgarner rolled out to third, and he pops this one up. LeMahieu puts it away.
That was up there a while. One other mention in the state Giants history, Carl Hubble threw a shutout. That's July of 1933. An 18-inning shutout in game one of a doubleheader to beat the Cardinals. Hubble 18 innings, 6 hits, 12 strikeouts. Giants also won game 2 1-0. Roy Parmalee pitched a shutout. The Giants won in 9 innings in that second game. Carl Hubble had a great screwball. King Carl.
Hernandez takes wide. You were talking about the rock pile, right? I want to get this.
Yeah, the rock pile, when Coors Field opened up, the rock pile, the seats up in upper tank and center field were $1 a piece. So what are they now?
Well, they're $6 tonight. There's a pitch outside.
Are they $6 every night?
They're 45 tomorrow night because of the fireworks. And then 35 on Wednesday because of the fireworks. They're telling us that our guys in the truck, who are never wrong, that if you're sitting in the rock pile then you can come on the field to watch the fireworks. I would think that that's a better view for the fireworks.
Yeah, but you get a chance to go on the field.
They have to. That's what they're doing. They're too close to the fireworks. They can actually reach up and touch them. It's 2 balls and a strike. Corquis doing a dance to get out of the way.
Oh, this is personal. And Corquis Hernandez has got 2 lead off the game home runs against Kyle Freeland. So this is a personal at bat.
And he skies this one out into center field.
All right, he thought he brought the right glove, but
oh no,
big glove, no cattle.
He's going to have to wear this one.
As he should.
I mean, I had it. I mean, if you're going to use that as a prop, it better work.
His girlfriend, no sympathy. None whatsoever.
Here's Belt. Belt takes high, 1 ball and no strikes.
Now he goes back to the real one. He'll never put the big one on again.
He's going to leave.
He's 0 for 1.
Going to leave it right in that seat. Tight. Backs up 2-0. Next pitch will be number 70. You see the defense, the alignment by these Colorado Rockies. Belt with count leverage. A swing, you're going to miss. St. Louis underway in Arizona. And it's 2-0 Cardinals. Belt pops it up. Arenado giving chase. And this time he's got room. And that'll end the inning. Top of the order coming up.
By sharing a photo or video with hashtag #HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Here in Denver, it's a 2-0 lead for the Giants in the bottom of the 5th inning. This will be the 3rd time in a row that DJ LeMahieu is going to lead off an inning. And he takes a pitch inside, 1 ball and no strikes. It's LeMahieu, Blackman, and Arenado.
Mayhew, tall hitter, 6'4".
And a good hitter. He led the league in hitting a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he's really got a great approach to the right side of the field. I mean, 6'4" hitters, I mean, you don't see many that lead the league in hitting. Being tall is not necessarily an advantage in this sport.
Takes a strike. He's a free agent this year. After this year, Arenado a free agent after next year. Marquis Hernandez will track this one. 1 out. Here's Blackman.
You know, after last year, what happened with all the free agents, I don't know if I was a player, if I'd ever trust free agency again.
Yeah, unless you're Arenado.
He can trust it.
There's a small group that can trust it.
Bryce Harper, he can trust it.
He can trust it. The guy in right field for the Rockies can't trust it.
Carlos Gonzalez.
There's a strike to Blackman. Blackman is rolled out and struck out.
Take a look at the breaking ball from Bumgarner. I mean, that's a ball that starts out at the right hip of the left-handed hitter. And you want to know what is so unique about Bumgarner? Well, that look right there. Throwing from a low 3/4 release, you're going to get a flatter breaking ball. And with his strength and hand strength, I mean, he can make that thing come across the plate. And if you're hitting off the left side, you are going to bet a paycheck it's going to hit you in the hip. The thing too about Bumgarner, he's got a little crossover step, and you just don't see him early. There you see how the Giants position themselves to the data that the Giants have on Blackman.
Hit into left center field, but Gorky Hernandez got a great jump and he tracks it down.
The thing too about Coors Field, you need to have guys in your outfield that can cover some ground. If you got a big corner outfielder that's a home run guy that doesn't have great range, I mean, he can hurt you in this ballpark defensively.
And if you remember, that's why Bruce Bochy started Austin Jackson on Friday night in Arizona, because he wanted to give Gorky Hernandez 1 game off on this trip, because he wanted him to play center field in all 3 games at Coors Field for that reason. Arenado hooks this one down the left field line. That's a fair ball. It's his second hit. And that'll bring up Trevor Story. You see this pitch, it's
ball down and in, just dropped the head on it. Talked about what he's done to the national, well, to all of the left-handers in both leagues. He's hitting over 400 against them. Righties under 250, but he is wearing lefties out. That was not a hanger over the middle of the plate.
Here's Story. Story is walked and he's popped out. And he rolls this one foul, and it's 0-1.
Take a look at the flight of the ball. down the line for Arenado.
Panic to the left of the bag at second, so the overshift is on for Story. .65 pitches for Madison Bumgarner.
Well, that's good. I mean, if he can close out here in the next couple pitches, I mean, he's headed where he should be. At the end of the 5th inning, you want to be 75 or less. Remember, he's had 3 walks too, which is unlike him.
Yeah.
I've not seen him throw a lot of change-ups, though. That's been a pretty good pitch for him the last couple of starts. I mean, that's what he's done in his 8 years at the big league level. He has learned new pitches. He has learned new movements, and he can give you a lot of different things. But he's not married to any one movement. He'll ride a hot pitch. We've seen him do it with a changeup this year. We've seen him do it with a curveball. We've seen him do it with a slider.
Look out!
All right, here we go, going back up. And what is
It's Billy.
Ryan Spielberg, who is the color analyst for the Rockies.
Got him. Is that it?
That's it.
6th inning coming up. McCutchen will lead things off. Giants take on the A's. Celebrate Flashback Friday on Friday, July 13th by purchasing a special event ticket and receive a retro Battle of the Bay t-shirt. sfgiants.com/special events. Here's McCutchen. McCutchen takes high.
Are those our girls? That is Gail and Shayna and Patty, and they are a part of the flight crew that take care of the Giants when they travel on their planes. Enjoying the game tonight.
Yeah, there's one missing.
Jenny's
missing.
Is not there, but they're absolutely fantastic, and
they don't get to sit down when we fly. They're on the move.
They do not sit down.
Hit on the ground to Story, and Story will make the play. Buster Posey. Buster tonight is 1 for 1. He doubled in the 3rd inning. And he takes high. Slater to follow. Giants trying to get something going with 1 out. We are in the 6th. This game not that much different than the last 2 times Freeland and Bumgarner hooked up. Posey rolls it foul. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, I mean, you can almost count on a well-pitched game. What Freeland does so well is he just takes your legs out of the at-bat. He gets you reaching. He upsets your timing. I mean, Giants really haven't hit that many balls right on the nose against him.
Wow, Matt. He's been Tom Glavine-like.
I mean, from the Giants' perspective, you're 77 pitches into this night against Freeland, and there have only been 2 swings and misses from the entire Giants team against Freeland of those 77 pitches.
Broadcaster's jinx.
3.
Second strikeout. Here's Slater.
Yeah, Buster Posey just fooled on this one.
Totally fooled. And that doesn't happen very often.
Again, I mean, just.
You know what he was trying to do on that pitch is foul it off.
Just fight to see another pitch.
Slater has rolled out twice to LeMahieu. And here he chases and misses, and it snowballs in 1 strike.
Good first pitch changeup.
See the 4th of July lettering on the front of the jerseys on both teams. And tight. Slater trying to get on for Brandon Crawford. And he hits this one out to Gonzalez. And that'll end the inning. Desmond Ionetta Gonzalez coming up. Rockies. And he takes a breaking ball for a strike. Iannetta on deck. And the pitch. So we're going to pop up again to our right. And out of play. Pitch number 71.
You know, of all the 4th of July hats they've had, I think this is my favorite one.
Well, it's mine because it's very close to just being a black cap that the Giants wear.
Kind of a real dark navy blue.
I agree. I like it a lot. Popped up. Belt puts it away.
Such an odd play for a corner infielder or outfielder when you're in a foreign ballpark, one you're not really familiar with. Here, Belt's got to look out for first base umpire Angel Hernandez. He's got to look out for first base coach.
Cameras. Camera guys cannot always be that friendly.
It's Tony Diaz, the first base coach, and the railing. Plus, you're not getting any help over there.
I mean, look, remember, I did 1 year of Rockies TV here, and those Rockies TV's guys, they could be grumpy. Well, look, not now. Yeah, that's what I was used to in '93.
Yep. Well, they had to break you in.
Some of these guys were in grade school back then. Iannetta takes a load.
Changeup. 6th changeup that Bumgarner has thrown tonight of his 73 pitches.
On the ground, past Sandoval for a base hit.
Well, in honor of the bridge, the New Bay Bridge Series trophy, local artists along with NBC Sports and the San Francisco Giants are featuring works dedicated to the fiercest rivalry in the Bay. Battle of the Bay Art Show, July 13th through the 15th at AT&T Park. Get tickets at sfgiants.com. For more information, go to NBC Bay Area, sportsbayarea.com/Battle of the Bay Art.
Gonzalez is 0 for 2.
The art that comes out of the Bay Area is just incredible.
Phenomenal. Foul back.
I mean, we do that on the road. We go to art museums. We'll go to galleries. And there's talented people all over the country, all over the world. Don't get me wrong, but boy, San Francisco, wow. We're lucky.
Overshift is on for Gonzalez. And he fouls it back. It's 0-2. The last 2 pitches were here, hit it. No finesse until maybe now.
Well, he's got 2 options. He can go above the hands with that high fastball, or he can flatten one out down below the knees, let it get down around the dirt, hope he chases. Because Gonzalez will chase once he gets in the swing mode. Bumgarner going to step off. If you know you've got an aggressive hitter, a guy who likes to swing, the longer you make him wait, the more likely he is to chase out of the strike zone. Oh, like that?
Like that. And I guess, Mike, you can do that when it's 0-2, 1-2, even 2-2.
Oh, absolutely can. I mean, you know the guy, and you know the Bumgarner's faced him a ton of times. But I mean, what you saw right there with Bumgarner is what a guy who's been around the game, and then he's in his 9th year. I mean, those are things you learn along the way.
Well, the guy catches probably not a few games too.
Yeah, I mean, he knew exactly what to call. You didn't see Bumgarner shake. Target was below the zone.
Here's Cuevas. On the ground, splintered. Sandoval charges. He will throw on the run to Belt, and Belt, unbelievable. Not just a short hop, but a very tricky one hop that he digs out to end the inning.
A handcuffer.
Toyota dealer. Well, Gorky Hernandez led the game off with a home run. Buster Posey then doubled in Belt in the 3rd. Bumgarner's been terrific, and we can't say enough how much we like the way Kyle Freeman goes about his business. Freeland.
Well, I agree. I mean, this guy's in his 2nd year at the big league level, and I mean, he's got a feel for the game like he's been here for a long time. As the sun sinks into the west, the sunset tonight here is spectacular.
Crawford takes wide, 1 ball and no strikes.
I mean, this is big sky country, and they can get some sunsets here that just take your breath away, and tonight is one of them.
Two and 0. So, Crawford sit on a pitch and a strike.
Generous strike.
Three and 1. Sandoval to follow. The pitch. Crawford with a healthy rip, and it's 3 and 2.
Yeah, he was trying to hit one out with that one.
And the walk. No. What did I miss?
Well, Crawford had dropped the bat. He was pulling off his shin guard and heading down to first base. Take a look at Alan Porter, who took a long time.
And he called it a ball, and then he changed his mind.
Well, I think Crawford's got a right to be upset there.
Here's Sandoval.
A bit low.
Sandoval struck out in the fourth. And he takes a bit wide. 2 balls and no strikes.
You know, Giants just came out of Arizona, and one of the left-handers in the bullpen for the Diamondbacks is Jorge De La Rosa, who was a starter for a long time here, and I think he has been the winningest left-hander in Rockies history. One of the things that De La Rosa used to do is he would start his motion and he would lift his leg up and he would stop, and then he'd come through with his motion. Well, Kyle Freeland was raised here in the Denver area, and I have to believe that De La Rosa could have been his guy, because he's got the same little foot paws and that leg lift.
Yeah, you're right, he does.
And I'll bet someday there's going to be some kid who comes up and he's going to have the Kyle Freeland leg kick. But that right there, that's the Jorge De La Rosa leg kick.
What he didn't take with him is the amount of time.
Yeah, De La Rosa was a very, very slow worker. Freeland is not. He works quick.
Sandoval with a high pop-up foul.
I mean, it happened in the Bay Area when Juan Marichal came to the big leagues. And he had the high leg kick. Everybody that ever put on a pair of spikes tried out that windup of Juan Marichal, which was so unique. I mean, nobody else could do it, but we all tried it.
Sandoval rolls this one softly to LeMahieu. And that'll bring up Panic.
Talked about a lot of the Giants who've gotten into the theme tonight with the 4th of July uniforms. They've put on special shoes. Not Joe Panic. He's got a pair of orange and black ones. They fit great. They're comfortable.
Swinging the bat well with him.
I'm hot. I'm going with him.
And a strike.
You look at Kyle Freeland. I mean, he's into it with the shoes.
Outside to Panic. Panic had a little ownage on Freeland coming into the game. 7 for 15.
Activity in the Rockies pen. That's Scott Oberg.
Three and 1, or make it 2 and 1. Panic takes a ball, 3 and 1. Pitch number 98, and it's popped up. Arenado near the bag at third, and that'll end the inning. It remains 2-0.
Area is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. And by Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV.
Here in Denver, it's a 2-0 lead for the Giants. Pat Valleca is going to pinch hit. He'll be pitch hitting for Kyle Freeland. And you see the line on Madison Bumgarner. 78 pitches, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. So here's Valleca. Bumgarner started to go and stopped. And a swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. That's number 80. Down the left field line, into the corner, and foul. A long foul, and it's 0-2. So Valleca come back in his bat, pick it up, gives it to a young fan. Yeah, good job.
That is a good job. And you get high fives from Giants fans.
Into right center field. And this is going to fall. So Valleca on an 0-2 pitch opens up the inning with a base hit.
Well, the crazy crab scarf. Well, why wouldn't you want one of those? Giants taking on the Cardinals Saturday, 105. First 20,000 fans, courtesy of Good Neighbor Pharmacy, is going to get a crazy crab scarf. I want to get that. I want to get that. I want to get that. You need tickets? Go to sfgiants.com.
Here's LeMahieu, who's 1 for 3, and he takes a breaking ball for a called strike. All right, we got a mound visit, and Brandon Belt wants to hear this.
Standard procedure. Cover your face somehow with a fist, with your glove, leave your mask on. I don't think they would be discussing pickoff moves.
No, I don't either. And a flare to right and a base hit. So Blackman's going to hit.
So you identify the situation, you try and pitch to it, which means that Bumgarner is going to try and get the double play. Pitch for the double play early, pitch for the strikeout late. Blackman, in case you're wondering, has hit into 8 double plays this year. Arenado leads the team with 9. Kurt Young, very casually, walked over and made the call down to the pin. And I'm sure you'll start to see some activity. Looks like Reyes Maranta going to get up and start throwing.
Blackman lined out to Hernandez in his last at bat, and here he takes a strike.
Pound the knees, and the slider really is, I think, his best pitch to get the ground ball. It's got good downward bite to it. You can locate it consistently down around the knees.
Out of play, 0-2.
Now he'll think about a strikeout. always like the 2-strike, the 0-2 pitch down below the zone in this situation, because if a guy he can swing and miss, or if he does put it in play, it's a ground ball.
Down the right field line, foul. And he dug that one out, and it stays at 0-2.
That's exactly what he did. I mean, that ball was down below the strike zone, down and in. And another young ball player just got taken care of by a good fan.
So it stays at 0-2.
So you go one up above the letters just to clean the palette of the eye. See the hot spots right there over second base into straightaway second base positioning.
High again, 2-2.
He was country hardball on those last two. But this becomes a big pitch, because he doesn't want to get into a bases loaded 3-2, nobody out situation. Here he can make a corner pitch, a pitch to his desire, and not give in to the count.
Jam shot and a tough play. Sandoval can't make it, and the bases are loaded.
Well, a base hit, a bloop, and now a broken bat swing and bunt. And the bags are loaded for Arenado. Giants took a look at it to no avail. Crawford or Sandoval realized he had to go to the bare hand. He had his route altered by the base runner.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts. Well, he pitched beautifully tonight. I mean, he kind of got in a jam here with a couple of balls. They just weren't hit very well. So having a little bit of bad luck go against him here in the seventh, which got him out of the game. So he gives the ball to Reyes Maranta, who comes in for the 39th time. Right-handers hitting 158 against him. Nobody's really hitting him. He's been that good. Just 19 hits allowed, 36 2/3.
but he's got his hands full right now.
Arenado has been on base 3 times, and the first pitch is high.
Arenado leads the Rockies in hitting into double plays. He's hit it into 9 of them.
Two and 0.
2 fastballs, not close. Needs to get one in the strike zone right here. And Arenado's going to sit on 1 pitch.
And a strike. It's 2 and 1.
Well, that's a healthy 2-0 pitch.
Yeah, it took a little off to get it in, huh?
I think he's sitting on a breaking ball. Was the breaking ball, and that was kind of a backup slider. And so once again, a get it in situation here for Moranta.
And he walked him. So it's a 2-1 ball game, and there's still anybody out.
Loves the first pitch, loves the first fastball.
Takes low, 1 ball and no strikes.
And that's the problem when you don't throw a fastball and you go to your specialty pitch. You know the guy likes a first pitch fastball. So if you throw the breaking ball and you miss, and now it's a 1-0 count, what do you think he's going to look for?
Yeah, well,
he's going to stay on the fastball. We've seen it happen before with Moranta, where he can really go through a bout of wildness. And right now, Kurt Young going to come out here and try and calm it down, find a quick fix to his mechanics, because he is not only missing, but he's missing all over the place. Sam Dyson starts heating up.
You're at the limit to damage point. So Moranta's got to come in. And it's out of play.
Yeah, that was a healthy 99. And that was a healthy rip at it. So you have to come in. I mean, you don't want to make a steady habit taking on Trevor Story with the fastballs in that location, but hey, Moranta wins round 1.
Yeah, you got to do it. Cued. That's 1. And now they got the back runner and a rundown, and that's a double play. So the game is going to be tied But I think the Giants will take that.
Oh, they absolutely will take that. Just a cue shot. Now remember, Story can run. So freeze the runner, you take the out at first, and now you complete the rundown, and they did it beautifully without allowing Charlie Blackmon, who has good speed, to advance from third to home.
Here's Desmond. And Desmond takes a strike. Desmond is 0 for 2. Blackmon is at third. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. So Maranta throws, and there's a good breaking ball. It's 2-2.
Desmond not sitting on a breaking ball in that 2-1 count. Look out at 96. Don't curl your nose hairs.
Crawford on 1 hop to Belt. Off of Belt's glove, and the Rockies take the lead. Sometimes I just don't believe what I just saw.
Well, Desmond, I mean, he runs well. I mean, Crawford had more time. I mean, he kind of hurried the throw. Throws behind Belt. He tried to keep his toe on the bag to get the out, and in the end, he couldn't get there. So a rare error. No RBI.
Here's Iannetta. He takes a strike. Iannetta is 1 for 3. Foul back. It's 0-2.
And he kind of tries to lead Belt to the bag, and he winds up throwing behind him. So he may have even cut that a little bit.
And a pop-up out of play.
Maranta thought he had strike 3.
Yeah,
So did
so
Buster
Buster.
Posey. I think Iannetta thought he had strike 3 thrown against him too. 0-2. I mean, right out there in that outside corner. You throw a pitch like that, you go, how can he not swing?
And the foul back. Way outside, 2-2.
Long inning.
And that'll finally end the inning. All right, now the Giants have some work to do. It's 3-2 Colorado. Ballpark app. You can download the MLB Ballpark app, and you can do it today. It's a 3-2 lead for Colorado, and the new pitcher will be Scott Oberg. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and small experts.
Take a look at the numbers for Scott Oberg. Good numbers. 3.48 ERA in 18 games. He's been up and down. 4-pitch guy, power arm. He's got a good fastball. You'll see it go mid to high 90s. Curveball, slider, and a changeup.
So Alan Hansen's going to pinch hit. And then it'll be the top of the order. And Hansen on the first pitch rolls it foul.
Hansen was originally penciled into the Giants lineup tonight, but he had some stiffness in his shoulder. They decided to give him a day's rest.
And he takes the pitch in tight. 40,000 here tonight.
Yeah, nice crowd.
Nope. 2 balls and a strike.
Close pitch. That's one Oberg wanted. I mean, it's good to see these crowds come back to Coors Field. When they first moved in here, I mean, they sold it out every night. And prior to that, when they were over at Mile House Stadium, they would sell it out there. That was 70,000 seats.
Out of play, 2-2.
I mean, you were here that first year. You never saw anything.
80 something for the first home game ever. Minor league town for so long, and then they got the major league team in '93. There's a pop-up, and it's out of play.
Well, you and I came here when we played the American Association, and Denver was the AAA affiliate with the Expos at the time. And it was just a great town. I mean, there was nothing minor league about Denver, just that they didn't get a big league team. And I think a lot of teams feared it'd be a tough place to play Major League Baseball. But they finally got it done, and It really has been a fun city to come to, and the fans are fantastic. It's a great place, destination vacation, to come and see some games for Giants fans.
Two and two to Hansen. Hansen stays alive. Hansen gets a jam shot, and he's got a base hit. So that opens up the 8th inning, and here's Gorky Hernandez.
Just the 4th hit tonight for the Giants.
And the first since Posey's double in the 3rd.
That's how it all started tonight. First pitch of the ball game off Kyle Freeland, and Gorky Hernandez does this. Opposite field, home run number 11.
Here he shoots a double play ball. 2 down. And that'll bring up Belt. That got in on the hands of Gorky's. So here's Belt. Belt with a single in the 3rd. Here he shoots this one up the middle. But charging is Story, and he makes the play, and that'll end the inning. 3-2 Rockies. So the game's going to start a little earlier, and we'll have the game for you at 5 right here on NBC Sports Bay Area. Also streaming live on the NBC Sports app. It's a 3-2 lead for the Rockies when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts.
So out of the bullpen comes Ty Block, the Denver native. See what he has done on the year. 12 starts, so this will be his 12th appearance out of the pen, and he has transitioned beautifully.
And a base hit for Gonzalez as he hits away from the shift. And that'll bring up Noel Cuevas.
You know, you don't get over it. You look at the ball off the bat, you're thinking ground ball, Crawford. Then you look and then the shift is on the right side, you're thinking, oh. Well, the guy on the mound's thinking the same thing. That's his view. The view we see, that's what he sees.
You know what though, Mike? As the years go on, it's going to change. Because the shifts aren't going away. As Cuevas takes a ball in the dirt. I mean, unless somebody in MLB offices decides to. But you open up a can of worms when you start taking away the shifts. You would mark the field?
Oh, no. Yeah, shifts are here to stay. There's no argument for me. That is never going to go away. Analytics is part of the game. And, I mean, I think someday you're going to see 4 outfielders fairly consistently. Certain hitters. I mean, there's a number of things that you can still do, and they're going to get done. Teams think they can put a defense out there that could give them an edge, they're going to use it.
Tapped over belt. And that's going to put runners at first and third. And that'll bring up Murphy.
We always talk about how hard the infield is here in Colorado. And that's a hard infield hit. You don't have a lot of humidity in the air, you're going to get infields drying out. See it in Arizona, we see it here.
There's a high pop-up foul.
I mean, it's always been a problem in San Francisco because of the winds. Not as bad as the arid climate here in Denver or in Phoenix, but the infields are hard.
Murphy takes outside for a ball.
Pitching for the strikeout. Tap block trying to keep it right there. And this is an ultimate challenge. You got a first and third, nobody out. If he could get a 0 up there on the board for his team, I mean, he would bring momentum into their dugout going into the 9th.
Out of play.
Closer Wade Davis is ready. He's just waiting.
And another foul down the right field line and out of play. Still 4-1 Cardinals over the D-backs. That game is in the 5th inning. Two and two.
Dyson up again. Doesn't take long to get loose here. It's a good night to throw baseballs. You heat up 8-9 pitches easily. Ooh, that's one that Ty Block wanted. That's one Buster Posey wanted. Sit up in that inside corner, just a wee bit inside. Murphy trying to hit the ball in the air to score the run. Block trying to pitch for the strikeout.
And a line drive, base hit. Coming in to score is Gonzalez. They'll go to second, and safe at second is Murphy. So long battle by Murphy, and it's won by Murphy.
Quick throw to second base. Bill Miller making the call. Looked like Murphy got a toe in there. Joe Panik thought he may have a chance there. So is that going to be a single and a fielder's choice?
Yeah. So Bruce Bochy's coming out. So is Ty Block. He's coming out as well. Single, single, single. So we'll take a break. Here comes Dyson. Rockies are trying to add on. Is on to do the pitching.
Let's take a look at his numbers as he comes in for the 42nd time this year. Been very, very good. It's a big play for Murphy to take second base because he takes himself out of the force or the setting up a double play, and he takes the force away by getting to second base. And for a guy who's a sinker baller like Dyson, I mean, that's a big deal.
Murphy went to second because the throw went to third.
The official scorer here gave Murphy a double and an RBI, which I don't agree with.
LeMahieu takes high. This was a matchup twice in the 9th inning in San Francisco. First matchup, Dyson got LeMahieu hit into a double play. The second matchup, LeMahieu hit a 2-run home run. To Belt. 1 out.
That's something you talk about if you're the third base coach. Stu Cole goes over to Neil Cuevas and says, hey, you're not going on contact here with nobody out. Now with 1 out, different story. So it winds up being as good as a strikeout, a non-productive out.
Here's Blackman. Blackman's only hit in this game went 30 feet. And it hurt the Giants. And he skies this one into center field. And Marquis Hernandez will throw it to third, so that'll be a sacrifice fly.
And it winds up being a nice at bat for Blackman.
Yeah, Arenado.
He's going to get the four-finger pass to first base, I would imagine.
They're going to get a pinch runner.
They're not going to walk him. I mean, we haven't seen four fingers come out of the dugout from Bruce Bochy.
So Tapia is going to pinch run. Strike, and it's 0-1.
Some paint right there. Arenado 2 for 10 lifetime against Dyson with 3 strikeouts. And we mentioned earlier that of all the damage that Arenado has done this year, he's hurt lefties more than righties. Righties he's hitting under 250 collectively against, hitting over 400 against lefties. So Bruce Bochy says, all right, Sam Dyson, have at him.
So 0-2. Two runs in here in the 8th. And the 0-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Nice flick. I mean, sometimes as a catcher you wind up looking like a shortstop, and that was one of those times. One hopper goes to the backhand of Posey, and instinctively, once his shoulders get caught catching the ball, he's in position to make a throw. He took a look.
On the ground, it'll be panic, and that'll end the inning. So Giants, the difference now is 3, and they'll have McCutchen to lead things off. That was the third inning. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts.
23 saves this first half of the season for Wade Davis. He's been very, very good for Colorado. You hit off Davis, you're going to see a fastball that's mid-90s. He's got a great curveball and a slider combination. All three can strike you out.
So it'll be McCutchen to lead things off. McCutchen is 0 for 3. Hit a line drive right at Arenado in the third. Here he takes outside for a ball. I think the Rockies understand it better than anybody about having to add on. And they did. Their 1-run lead went to a 3-run lead. But in this park, it can go fast. The 1-1 pitch is fouled again.
It's the one ballpark there. You could have an 8-run lead in the 9th inning, and you still have that little voice in the back of your head that haunts you.
Yep. McCutchen, center field. Blackman is going to get there. 1 out. So here's Buster. Buster tonight is 1 for 2, a double and a walk. And he takes a strike.
Now, if you're Buster Posey, simplify. Get on base any way you can. Walk, knock.
Very high.
Catcher's interference.
Yeah, do what you can. Shoots this one to right center field, and it's going to fall. And it shoots past Gonzalez. And Buster Posey's got his second double of the game.
Well, and now all of a sudden, a little voice can start to chirp in the back of Wade Davis's mind. Little slider, not a bad one, looking middle in, down around the knees, and the inside outs it the opposite way to right field, which has always been the hot part of this yard. So if you're Austin Slater, now you want to make that voice in the back of Wade Davis's mind a little louder.
Keep the line moving.
Keep it moving.
Get the tying run to the plate. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
Get Hunter Pence up there. That's the goal.
Out of play, 0-2. Posey at second. One and two.
Reach back at 96th and try and pick a corner. One thing about Davis, I mean, he does have a lot of walks. And he can be a bit wild at times.
Got him.
With 95-mile-an-hour cut, and I don't think you can throw a more perfect pitch than that. That is the antithesis of wild. That is perfection. And for Austin Slater, you're seeing it for the first time. Good luck.
Well, here's Crawford. Crawford's job, get on for Sandoval. And he takes a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Low. Outfield, pretty much straight away. Same on the infield. Two balls and a strike. I mean, straightaway is even different now. If it's not a shift, then it's straight away.
And that's not really, straight away by definition because of how far off the lines the corner outfielders play, especially in right field. .35, beat Crossum. Just a wee bit low. Davis gave a long snake eye stare into plate umpire Alan Porter.
So we're going to go to 3-2.
Now the way that Crawford's at bat ended in the 7th inning when he was called out on a slider below the zone in a 3-2 count, I would imagine that he's going to expand a bit here with 2 strikes. I'm not sure he feels he can trust the strike zone.
And the 3-2. And it's out of play.
Fought off a good pitch.
Yeah. Joe Panik would like to hit in this game.
Well, the Giants would like to see that. He would represent the tie and run.
And that's the ball game. So game 1 in this 3-game series, it goes to the Rockies. Giants had a 2-0 lead going to the 7th inning. And then things got a little weird, and then all of a sudden, like it happens in this ballpark, you find yourself trailing. Rockies add on, and you go home frustrated.
Well, especially frustrating because Madison Bumgarner threw the ball well tonight, and he's going to walk out of here with a loss. So the streak of consecutive scoreless innings, which had been at 22 for Bumgarner, comes to an end, and the Giants' winning streak, it also comes to an end as well.
So 2 more games left in this series. Final score tonight, Rockies 5, Giants 2. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for Giants Postgame Live, and it's presented by Toyota, and that's all going to start right now.